Okay, so we're going to talk about probability and heredity. So this is your Punnett square stuff. First off, some reminders. Pause me whenever you need to. Make sure you write down all highlighted vocabulary and look out for test question alerts. So first of all, we need to talk about what probability is. Probability is a number that describes how likely it is that an event will occur. It predicts what's likely to occur, not what is going to occur. So think about it like a coin toss. It's likely that you get heads or tails 50% of the time, but it's not always what could happen, because you could flip a coin 3 times and get 3 tails. So how does this apply to genetics? In genetics we use a Punnett square. And the Punnett square is a chart that shows all the possible ways alleles can combine in a genetic cross. And there's 2 different terms that you need to know. The first one is called heterozygous, and that's where we have 2 different alleles for a trait. So you're going to have one that's dominant and one that's recessive. And in a couple minutes you're going to know a little bit more about that. So if it doesn't make sense to you right now, it's okay. And then we have homozygous, which means you have the same 2 alleles for a trait. So you're going to either have 2 dominant traits, or 2 dominant alleles, or 2 recessive alleles. And remember, we use capital letters as dominant and lowercase letters as recessive. So a capital H or a lowercase h. So homozygous would be either 2 capital H's or 2 lowercase h's, and heterozygous is 1 capital H and 1 lowercase h. So the other term that you need to know before we can get into Punnett squares are the difference between what a phenotype is and a genotype. A phenotype describes something's physical appearance or visible traits. So think about it, brown eyes. A genotype is the genetic makeup that cause these physical traits to appear. So your capital B, or capital B lowercase b, or lowercase b, lowercase b. So what we do is we do what's called a Punnett square or a Punnett cross. And so for this problem that we're going to try, there's another one after this, is we have a heterozygous brown eyes with a homozygous recessive blue eyes. What is the probability of a blue-eyed offspring? So here's what we do. Let me get my marker. Okay, so let's look at our heterozygous brown. So normally I'll take the first set here, this is your genotype, and we're going to put it, one of the letters in this column, or this row of boxes, or this column of boxes, and the other letter in this column of boxes. So we have our capital B here and our lowercase b here. Then we take our second one. So we have a homozygous recessive blue. So same thing for this side. We have a lowercase b for this row and a lowercase b for this row. Okay, so now we're going to cross them. So what we do is we basically just take both of our letters and combine them into a square. So the capital B will come into this square and the lowercase b will come into this square. The capital B will go into this square down here as well, along with this lowercase b. So that's what I mean by the cross, and then the lowercase b will come over here as well. So if we try it over here, I'm not going to fully complete this square, but that's alright. So we have a lowercase b and a lowercase b. So in this box we're going to write a lowercase b and a lowercase b. So we have a homozygous recessive. Down here we're going to have the same thing. So we have a lowercase b up here and a lowercase b over here. So we put them together in this box. Lowercase b, lowercase b. Now for this one, let me erase my lines here so that you don't need to see them anymore. Okay. Once again, we do the same thing. This time we have a capital B. So in this box, we first start with a capital B. Always start with a capital letter. Same thing as the sentence. And then this lowercase b goes right next to it like so. So now here we have a heterozygous dominant because we have a capital letter. And then for this box, again, we have the same thing. So capital B, bringing it down from up on top, and a lowercase b, bringing it from over to the side. And so our probability is we take however many heterozygous dominants that we have and however many recessives that we have. Now we know BB is just blue. So half of the boxes have lowercase b, lowercase b. That means that there's a 50% probability that the offspring will be blue eyes. If that doesn't make too much sense, try the next one. Otherwise, we're going to cover it in class. I'm not going to just leave you hanging. So let's try this one. And we have a homozygous dominant green with a yellow homozygous recessive yellow. Now, for this one, we're going to use green. So we have capital G on top. And then we have homozygous recessive yellow. So let's get a yellow marker and put that one down there. And that's going to be lowercase g, lowercase g. So what I want you to do in your notes and what I'm going to check for tomorrow is I want you to cross these. I'm going to check them tomorrow. We're going to go through it. Be ready for a screencast quiz. I don't think you're going to have one because I think I'm going to count this as the screencast quiz. If you don't quite get it, there will be time for question and answer when we start class tomorrow. And that's all I have.